What's up, gamers? I wanted to make a video for newer tournament players and basically explain how to do your first event. So I kind of want to go over like how to find our events, how to go through signing up, how to do things involving your deck list, and then just kind of what to expect from a tournament. So kind of first things first, looking at our events. It's pretty easy. Right at the top of our Discord, there's an events channel, and this has all of our dates for our tournaments, a brief description of each one, and then this link right here is going to take you to our circuit page. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like, you'll come to this page. It'll have a little bit of information about our invitational. These will be all of our upcoming events that you can click on. And then we also have a leaderboard for our invitational that you can look at as well. So that's how you find our events. To join our events, you'll have to make a Topdeck account. So what you'll want to do is just come to topdeck.gg. I'm already signed in here, but there will be a thing up here for you to make an account. So obviously go ahead and do that. Another important thing is adding your Discord username to your account. So obviously we can figure out who you are, because if your name is John Smith, probably your username on Discord is not John Smith. So the easiest way to do that is once you make an account here, you can just come up here, go to settings, and this will give you a spot right here to add your Discord username, and then you can just save it. So nice and easy. So that way people will know that Chaos is who you're playing against. And obviously my name is Chaos on Discord. So it all matches up, makes everyone's lives nice and easy. So how do you sign up for an event? So if we go back here, this is, like I said, just our circuit page. We have all of our events here. So I'm just going to click on this one coming up here. This will have kind of all the information for the event, prizes, some frequently asked questions, and then there'll be a buy entry here. So you can just click there, take you to a checkout page, pretty easy. If for some reason none of these options work for you to purchase entry, feel free to open a ticket. And we can give you our PayPal address if that's easier to sign up with. And I'll show you how to open a ticket in a minute here. So once you sign up, basically if you come to any page on Topdeck here, what you can do is come up to your username here and click My Events. And you'll see either upcoming or past events. So this one, I just made a test video tournament here. So you can submit your deck list here. And usually what we recommend is doing it on Moxfield. It's a website called Moxfield. So just a brief explanation with that is just moxfield.com. This is kind of like the popular deck building website. So you can just make an account on here. This is my Yisan deck. So I can just grab this link once I've made my deck. And if I can find the right tab, here we go. And I'll just put my list in here, save it, boom, deck list submitted. So I'm all good to go for that. Deck lists are due by the start of the player meeting. So most of our events start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's when that'll be due by. If you need to change your deck list, you can just click submit deck list again and update it here. Otherwise, you can click on this bracket page here. And this is basically going to be the live event feed for the whole tournament. So this is very important. Obviously, it won't show anything here. Well, it won't show too much here currently. But this is where you're going to see the standings, pairings. This is where you're going to check into the event, and I'll show you how that works. This is where it'll also have you do your reporting for your matches. And I'll show you how to do that in a second here. So when the event starts, we have a player meeting. So 10 a.m. Eastern time, generally, we'll have a player meeting. We kind of go over a lot of the important rules of the tournament. If we make any changes for that event, obviously thank all the players and judges and staff and all that good stuff. And this is where we also do the check-in for the event. So this is super important. If you're not there for the check-in, you're going to be dropped from the event. This is basically everyone's opportunity to say, I'm here, I'm ready to play, so we don't have people missing and stuff like that. So when the tournament organizer basically says, all right, we're going to do check-in at the start of the event, everyone just joins Discord. So it's nice and easy. You'll be able to hear them say all these things, and they'll start the check-in. So if I start that here, you'll see the self check-in pop up over here, and you can just go to current round and check in. And that basically saves your spot, lets us know that you're here, so we don't have to drop you. So then they'll end the check-in. They'll drop whoever they need to drop. And then they will start the first round. So if we see here, this will be the first round. Here's all the pods. So these will be in turn order. So first player, second player, third player, fourth player. So this will be your turn order, and it is randomized. So once the round starts, you'll see the timer here. So you'll have the round timer always kind of at the ready. And then once you're finished your match, you can again go to the current round here. And once your game is done, basically you can say either the game was a draw or you won the game. So this will mark you as a winner, and all the other players will confirm that, yes, this person was the winner, or yes, we did draw. And then that'll get updated kind of on the back end for the standings. If there's ever a discrepancy, we have a judge call channel, and I'll show you where to do that on Discord. So kind of the next thing I wanted to go over is the platform that we use to play games. So that's called Spelltable. So Spelltable, obviously it just, I think spelltable.com will work, but it's spelltable.wizards.com. Anyway, in Discord, all of the pod numbers, if you scroll way down, you'll have all the pod numbers here. So if you're in pod number 3, you join pod number 3, everyone will be in voice. And if you click on this little chat bubble right here, this actually opens a text channel for each VC here. So one player, doesn't really matter who, will just go create a game. Just call it pod 3, if I could type it correctly. And you'll create the game. And then what you can do is just grab the link here and copy it right here so everyone can join your pod. One suggestion, this might become outdated, hopefully it does, but when you go to use your camera, make sure you use this use custom aspect ratio and change it to 16:9. This is a bug right now, hopefully it gets fixed soon, but if not, there's a little tip so your camera doesn't look kind of crappy. So that's the platform that we use. So just a couple things for kind of, I guess, navigating through our Discord. So I'll kind of just go from top to bottom here very briefly. The README and ticket tool, this is where all of our rules are going to be. If you have general questions, a lot of these will kind of answer those. And if you ever need to open a ticket to talk to admins, mod team, anything like that, you can just create a ticket here and that'll open a ticket. All of our big announcements, usually our upcoming events or anything important, we'll post in the announcements here. Obviously, we went over the events channel here, and this will just take you to our circuit page. So that'll have all of our upcoming events, our leaderboard, information about our invitational, all kinds of stuff like that. We also run a monthly league for prizes. So if you're ever interested in doing that, you should be, I think this account has slightly higher access, but you guys should be able to come to the league LFG, and you'll have kind of a thing here that'll say, hey, $5 a month, you get access to this, blah, blah, blah. You can also do that on our Patreon if that's easier. Discord subscription seems to be easier for most people, but that is what it is. Ooh, admin chat. You shouldn't have access to that. So this is our tournament grounds. So the pings channel here is basically what we're going to use for the entirety of the tournament to let everyone know the round's ending soon. The round has ended. You know, finish your turn. The next round is posted. Kind of things that players need to be aware of. So while you're in the event, you definitely want to keep an eye on this pings channel. This will have all the relevant information for the event. So another super important thing is if you need to drop from the event. So the way that you can do this is at any point during the event, if you come to the current rounds tab, you'll actually have a button right here to drop. And if you click that, it'll say, are you sure you want to drop from the event? And you can click drop. Basically, this makes it so we don't have random 3-player pods, you know, any following round, and just keeps the event going kind of how it should be. So very important. If you need to drop, you're able to do that yourself here under the current round tab. Another thing is if you have alters, you can post them in the alter approval channel here, and our head judge will kind of go through and tell you if it's good to play with or not. As a general rule of thumb, you need to have colored proxies, and they need to have art that is on Scryfall. So any Scryfall art is totally good. If it's not on there, it's probably not good. Another thing you'll have to do before playing in an event is get your Playspace approved. We don't want people with terrible cameras, no lights on, you know, Playspaces, you can't see what's going on. So you can come to Playspace approvals here and kind of, you can even go through and look at some that were previously approved to kind of get an idea of what yours should look like. There's also a pinned one up here. So this will have a little bit of information here as well. And I believe if you come back up here to the README, there should be some stuff about that in here as well. So let me scroll back down here. Usually we'll all be hanging out in the tournament lobby. That's where the player meeting will be, between rounds, anything like that. If you ever need to call a judge, it's very similar to an in-person event. Instead of raising your hand and yelling judge, you'll actually just come here to this judge call channel, and you'll just go @judge pod 3. And if you type that in there, the judges will know, oh, okay, we have to send a pod to judge 3. They'll come to your pod, ask you what's going on, and take it from there. We have some other channels for, you know, general chat, pet picks, stuff like that. I won't go over that. Not super important for what we're looking at today. But that's kind of at least a brief overview of kind of what to expect. Another thing I wanted to go over is just a little bit about our rules and maybe how they're different from playing in an in-person event. So outside assistance, if you've heard of that, is a little bit different online because you're sitting at your computer. So that's going to include not having the stream for the tournament open. That will be penalized if you have that. You cannot have your Decklist open while you're playing. And you can also not use things like Calculator or some other kind of program that basically assists you in playing. Mostly don't have tabs open that could give you some kind of information like your Decklist or something like that. One of the biggest things, and actually maybe I'll just come over here and open up a Playspace approval to give you an example. Let me find a nice clean one here. There you go, Brick Squad. It's upside down, but everything needs to be on camera. The cards in your hand, or realistically any cards, your deck, your graveyard, exile, the cards in your hand cannot leave the camera. If they leave the camera, it has to be assumed that your hand could have changed. Generally, our fix for cards leaving the camera, or if your camera turns off or anything like that, is going to be shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 0 cards. So please do not do that to yourself. Keep your cards on camera. You want to have a little bit of space up here where your lap is going to be, so you have a little bit of you kind of extra room to hold your cards, but very, very important that cards do not leave the camera. I kind of went over how proxies, alters, and approved art. We are 100% proxy friendly. Alters are kind of a case-by-case basis in that alter approval channel. And then I went over approved art is basically anything that's on Scryfall. There probably are some other slight nuances with playing online versus in person. But those are generally the biggest ones to keep an eye out for. And I think kind of the last thing that I want to go over is we are very, very, very big advocates of recording your games. We have this great ability to record every single game that we play because we're sitting at our computer. And it's a great, great, great way to deter cheating, or just find people that could be cheating or are cheating, or prove that you're not cheating. Any of these things. So for people who aren't super tech savvy, I wanted to show you a very easy way of recording your games. So what I like to do, obviously there's other options like OBS that have more tweaking ability and stuff like that, but just a super easy way to record your games is going to be a program called Logic Capture. If you can see it down here, Logic Capture. And basically all you really need to do is click on one of your sources here, and then you can pull this down. This will have like your displays and all this other stuff. Basically, you'll just need to pick your monitor until you can see it here. And then you'll want to come down here. And this, you'll just want to make sure that you're recording to the right place. You can change the path, and you can even click right here and it'll open the folder that you're recording to. Just make sure this will be your mic, this will be your computer audio, and really you just click the record button and let it do its thing. There's not a lot of options in here, so it's not super fancy, but it is extremely easy to use, and we definitely recommend that people record their games for a variety of reasons. Other than that, I think that's kind of all the main stuff that I wanted to go over. If you have any questions, we actually have a questions channel in the Discord. Totally feel free to ask any questions. All of the staff and just, other players are more than happy to help new people. This is a small format that we all love and we're trying to grow basically any way we can. So totally feel free to ask any questions. And yeah, outside of that, it's a little cut off here, so this is a little scuffed, but it's supposed to say welcome to the chaos. So just imagine that's what it says here. And yeah, hope to see you around. Bye-bye.